What has gotten into the Chiles Timberwolves? 3-1 and looking to make another statement tonight against Godby.
And a showdown in Southwood as Florida High hosted undefeated South Walton.
But we start with a big old-fashioned border war. Valwood looking to get back on track, and NFC looking to prove they're for real. This is Football Friday Night.
The Big Bend and South Georgia's premier high school football show. This is the award-winning Football Friday Night on WCTV.
Welcome in. It's your Football Friday Night. Ryan Kelly, Alison, Posey. Alison, you look at the schedule this week. This was a weird one. We had a lot of teams on the road. We had a lot of them on bye. We still had plenty of good stuff right here in the backyard.
We had a lot of plenty good games, and the way they played out, I think, was a little more interesting.
Absolutely. NFC and Valwood, I wouldn't exactly call it a traditional rivalry. The two don't share a state, they don't share a city, they don't even share a highway. But one thing they do share is a whole lot of winning. And Taylor Biles is at the Eagles' Nest tonight for another thrilling chapter of their rivalry.
That should have ended in jubilation for Valwood football instead ended with breaths being held as Valiant's star quarterback Tate Snellgrove had to be stretchered off in the second half. But there still was a game to be played, and it was very exciting at that. This is the 11th installment of NFC against Valwood. The Eagles have won 8 of them and hoping to make it 9 on home soil. Valwood forces NFC to punt on their first drive from inside the 10, and the Valiants block it. Tucker Daniel put his body on the line. He can't score, but Valwood does moments later to lead 7-0. Eagles strike right back. On 4th down, Tommy Coyne floats the ball deep for Kyle Esteban. He's all alone and scores, tie game. Valiant's QB Tate Snellgrove says, "Hold my drink." A perfect spiral hauled in by Rylan Neal. He jogs in, Valwood back in front. These teams continue to trade highlights. An Eagles screen pass for Rondarian Jones, and the rest is all his pure speed, and there was a lot of it too. He goes 78 yards as NFC ties the game at 14. With just a minute to work within the half, Valiants throw one more punch. It's the QB Snellgrove with a keeper. Valwood up 27-21 at the break. And it was late in that third quarter that Snellgrove suffered the injury. He was taken away by ambulance. Asher Wells entered the game and made sure the Valiants hung on for the 37-21 win.
We did something tonight that hadn't been done in school history. We come down here and won a game at North Florida Christian. So that's something to be proud of. It doesn't make any sense to have a kid who does the right things, works as hard as anybody we've got, to suffer a second injury like that. It's unfair. I love him. It's tough to find the words right now.
We're still waiting on an update about Snellgrove, but in terms of the effort that Coach Brad Wells wanted to see this week, it was there on the field. A great performance by Valwood as they head into their bye week. For now, reporting in Tallahassee at North Florida Christian, I'm Taylor Viles, WCTV Sports.
Obviously, we don't want to bury the lead here. Thanks so much to Taylor. Hope Tate Snellgrove is okay. He's a wonderful kid. He's a wonderful competitor, and I hate to see this happen for a second straight.
That's what I was going to say, a second straight year. You saw how Valwood rallied around him last year and how their season ended. Not exactly the way they wanted to, but made it all the way to state. Just, again, tough loss for them, but hope it's another motivator this season.
Gut check victory for the Valiants. Heartbroken by that comeback victory at home last week when McClay stormed back and beat them. They get the best of the Meridian Road rivals, and they do it here in Tallahassee. Kes McCorvey and guys are going to be fine. It's clear the arrow's pointing up. He's got NFC head back to where they deserve and belong in the history of high school football. But this one, the Valiants. Night. Hey, let's go to Gene Cox Stadium because, boy, I don't know what's in the water on the north side, but Chiles is 3-1, and they're playing good. And how about Gerald Clark? Timberwolves with the early lead over the Godby Cougars, but the Cougs wouldn't wait long to respond. How about Demarius Bunyan? And he could go all. Yeah, you get the idea. Touchdown, Cougars. They strike right back. Later on, Chiles on the Godby 25. Devin Anderson says, "Hey, look what I found, a pickoff, and he could go."
Does he go all the way?
Yeah, he does go all the way. How about a pick six? You may see that play again later.
75
the
yards.
Tharp Street Bullies say, "Yeah, Chiles, you're not quite the kings of Tallahassee just yet." 35-17.
Love them some humble pie. Down to Southwood now. Florida High welcoming in the South Walton Seahawks. South Walton undefeated on the year. The opening drive for the Noles. This impressive play, 40-yard heave by Cannon Cowie, caught by Keenan June. Down inside the 15, but the drive ends with a blocked field goal. Seahawks respond. William Justice taking the rock. and lays down the lob, bouncing off several defenders. He is finally brought down. That big gain going to lead to this. A QB keeper for the touchdown. South Walton takes an early 7-0 lead over the Noles. But Florida High, not phased. They cruise from here. Cowie rolling to his right, keeps the play alive, connects with Demarion Francis, who runs it in for the TD. Florida High gets the big home win, 34-14. The final score.
Good stuff for the Noles, and hopefully good stuff in Panama City. This game just wrapped up. Madison and Bay play a classic. Come on back and watch it on your Football Friday night. The sound of Suwannee always bringing the noise to Paul Langford Stadium. They are your band of the week. At AP, they sound great. But for the folks at home, we've been trying to figure out what this song is. We feel like we've heard it, we know it, but what is it?
I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, so listen, Suwannee folks, if you know, call the station.
Let us know.
We'd love to know. Inquiring minds want to know as we continue on here on Football Friday night. And again, another hat tip to our friends in green. We'll see Suwannee just a little bit later, but let's head west, shall we?
Let's head west. All right. Blountstown and Panama City Beach tonight, taking on Arnold, Mike Gavlak Stadium, and all you got to know about this game is number 4 from Blountstown. The South Carolina commit, Amari Thomas, second possession for the Tigers, direct snap. See ya. 39 yards to the house, 2-point conversion. Just like that, it's 8-zip. Same score, second quarter. This time the handoff to Thomas. And a more impressive run somehow breaks that line of scrimmage.
Goodness gracious.
49 yards. That's why he's a D1 commit, folks. This one, Blountstown doing just like they do every single week. The Blountstown Bullies. 58-22, continuing to demolish teams.
All right, not too far away at Tommy Oliver Stadium. How about Madison County taking on the Bay Tornadoes? And how about Tamarian Davis, an easy touchdown after a muffed punt for Madco, 7-0 for the home team. But hello, Madison. Hello, Ladarius Crumity. And hello, end zone. 45 yards. See you later. Madco goes for 2 and gets it. It's 8-7 at that point. Madison back up, and once again, Crumity back up. Flying away from the defense. See you later. Another 45-yard house call. 14-7. Madison leads at this point. But here comes Xavion Morgan finding Amai Johnson in the end zone. It was a 21-20 Bay lead at the half. This one went to overtime, and Madison squeaked it out, 41-35.
Right, love to see it, boys. At the Hog Pen, homecoming night for the Colquitt County Packers. Rickards, the opponent, and the Raiders trying to play spoiler after recovering a fumble. Capitalizing here, Jordan Kelly, the keeper. He's in easy, and Rickards takes the early 7-0 lead. Second quarter, same score. Pack driving Rickards, stripping the ball. Rona J. Wiley right there to recover it. They later try for a field goal, but hello, Packers. Denied. Kelly forced to throw it out of bounds. Just before the half, Colquitt County finally getting on the board. The field goal makes it a 7-3 game, and the Pack takes control in the second half. Happy homecoming, guys. 31-19.
All right, the rivals from Jasper, Hamilton County, heading south to take on the Suwannee Bulldogs. Suwannee still looking for that first win of the season. How about senior Thomas Sykes looking like a senior right there, right down the middle. Pretty stuff, 21 yards to get it moving. This time doing it himself, the QB keeper into the end zone. They strike first. Hamilton, however, trying to answer back. Here's Chase Johnson. A 30-yard pass gets the team into Bulldog territory. And then the problem, however, Hamilton would maybe try a little too much here. End zone picked off. It was a slow first half for both teams, but Suwannee gets it going in the second. They get their first win of the season, 34-6. All right, NFC and Valwood wasn't our only Florida versus Georgia game tonight. How about one at Warrior Memorial Stadium?
All right, Warrior Field. Packed house at Aucilla tonight to see the Warriors. Both defenses brought it tonight. Here's a sack lunch. What's it entail for the Blazers as Madison Jones eating up Landon LaRosa to halt the ACA drive, but the home team got it going first. Matthew Paul, the handoff. He's got plenty of room. He's eventually going to be dragged down, but he's just about to score, and he's going to score here. LaRosa heaves one to the back of the end zone. Wild catch, up and over, but his foot stays inside. That's what we rock, right?
Yeah,
Game's
good stuff
first
from Will
score,
Porter's there.
making it 6-0. Warriors take over Baconton Charter 20-14.
All right, Pelham was up north in Albany tonight, taking on the Monroe Tornadoes, and Monroe QB Keon Thomas finding Jesse and King, touchdown Monroe. The pass game started clicking, and they just keep it rolling. This was a team that, by the way, had to play Tuesday against Colquitt County. Unfortunately for Pelham, though, it was a 53-6.
All right, early on the road, taking on Terrell County. Home team trailing 24-0. 4th and long, Caleb White on the fake punt. Not going to get it. Green Wave trying anything here to get some momentum. Early capitalizes. Kobe Lingo inside counter, and he's got reservations for 6. Sliding arm tackles. Bobcats extend the lead 32-0, and they get the blowout win, 45-12.
All right, homecoming for J.D. Jones Stadium and the Wakulla War Eagles. Baby Rattlers trying to strike through the air, but it's the War Eagles who own the skies. Picked off by Wakulla's Avi and Thomas, and the home team is in business. On offense now, Jordan Barnes gets to work on the ground. He's going to sail into the end zone without much of a fight, 35-0. It got worse from there. War Eagles take this one, 48-6.
All right, final stop, Death Valley as Jefferson welcomed in Vernon tonight. Let's go to the second quarter. Tigers are hungry. Jackets look to get the edge, but Dorian Brown, no way, not tonight. Flex on him. There you go. Vernon's got a punt. Ensuing drive, Rontarius Spearman on the move, and he's going to toss one deep. It's Saya Hall who juggles it, but he brings it in. Refs calls it a catch, but unfortunately that drive is going to stall. Closing minutes of the second, Spearman going to have to make it happen with his legs, and he gets it done, weaving in and out of traffic. He finds the far sideline. He goes! Touchdown Tigers, 14-0 at the half. Tigers shut out the Jackets. Big win for Jeffco, 42-0.
All right, let's take a look at the big board now. Ware County with a big win over Lincoln tonight. Leon taking down PSJ on the road, 21-13. Bryce Cameron, the big hero there, over 100 yards. Franklin County gets another win. Lafayette right back on track.
Taylor County
Branford
cruising.
Big winners. Taylor stays undefeated. Big night for just about everybody, but
Thomasville?
Let's take your attention to the top row. Thomasville likes their bacon extra crispy. 74-13, your final score there. Play of the week, game of the week, all that good stuff right after this. Long touchdowns, the name of the game for plays of the week. Want to get right to them?
Let's get right to them. Godby. Let's head over to Gene Cox Stadium. How about Devin Anderson picking it off, and he's going to run for a long time, friends. Go ahead and sit back for a minute. 75-yard pick 6, helping Godby to a big win over Chiles.
All right, how about we head to Death Valley, and how about Rontarius Spearman, who did so much with his legs, did so much with his arm, looked pretty unstoppable tonight as Jefferson rolled Vernon. That's a part of that 40-yard touchdown run.
All right, and Valwood's Tate Snellgrove, who unfortunately got hurt in this game against NFC, but check out this ball on the run,
Cross his body,
on
too.
the money, touchdown Valwood. Definitely our thoughts are with you, buddy.
All right, you know what to do. Vote for your favorite at WCTV.tv, and then come on back next week because we're headed to the Palace.
Yeah.
Lowndes and Colquitt County. Big-time Georgia rivalry. Doesn't get much better than that, and it doesn't get much better than WCTV Sports Overtime. Make sure you're joining us right after football Friday night on the WCTV app, Facebook Live, YouTube, all that good stuff. See you there?
See you there.
See you there. You better be there. We'll see you there.